Okay, I think we are live. How's it going? A pretty nice match coming up. Deathline versus Rasmus. For this match, two very good bingo players. Pretty equally skilled.
I would say so. Deathline has been around for longer, has had more bingo experience in general, but Rasmus has been on the grind, has been a part of the famous Nebulative and RSW -7 degrees Celsius team that went, I think, top 4 into the TV2 tourney last time, and Rasmus is trying to prove that it's not just Neb who did the heavy lifting.
Well, I'm looking forward to this match. Looks like we're about to get started. Yeah, card is revealed. Let's check it out.
Yeah, recently Bianca has been always pretty solid. Noki has been pretty gutted on most cards. Sometimes there are a lot of like good late game, mid or late game options. So there are cards where Noki is actually pretty strong. You want to go there rather soon, and sometimes it's pretty non-existent. On this card, right off the bat, I don't see a real Noki goal except for hundreds Noki, which I guess it's a real Noki goal, but it doesn't synergize too well with anything else.
I am most concerned with the well-being of the
And there is
in
200 coin shines, but obviously you might not want to waste, or you might not want to save that for that goal. So
Okay,
technically
yeah.
a synergy, but not too useful.
Oh, there's also 300 coin shines, but there are also 9 from Plaza, so hundreds in Plaza is pretty decent hundreds to get. Hundreds in Rico is also there, and hundreds in Panama, which you can both get earlier than.
Not the most useful in the world.
Rico is pretty nice because Rico 1 has a lot of blue coins. You can easily make a route with, or like easily get like 15 blue coins on your way with the hundreds in Rico.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I'm seeing is you go to Rico 3, you get Rocket unlocked, and then some enemies. You go to 4, you obviously get another enemy. So Rico's not bad. This card, lots of blues, and then some progress towards some goals. Some boss shines as well.
Bianco in that sense isn't as strong as usual. Yeah, there are technically enemies which you don't really need Bianco for even. 2 rockets, which is pretty nice. 7 bluebirds, which is pretty nice. And Shamai and Bianco. Maybe there's something else and I'm missing it. But other than that, it's actually pretty mediocre.
Yeah, not as useful as it's been recently on some cards, so.
Although I guess 2 turbos, but that's a weird goal in general. With Wriggler and Bianco, it actually is pretty decent, but there's nothing much in Gelato that you want to go to get to defeat Wriggler for. It rather looks like a blue coin heavy card with the 3 totals, having 80 totals there, the hundreds, I think 18 Pianta and 5 links, which is a pretty decent roaming goal. And 2 from 5 is synergizes actually pretty decently with bosses and hundreds because you usually can get those rather early into the world.
Yeah. Speaking of blues, I mean, there is 50 and 60, which really isn't that far apart from each other. So I do think blues are actually decent on this card.
I'm glad
All
that
flipping in there.
we changed this a little bit because previously there was the possibility that, for instance, 55 and 60 tolls were on the same card, which is pretty stupid because 5 coins are way better than, like, 5 coins difference is way shorter than 10 coins. 10 coins is still pretty small of a gap, but it's not as strong as 5, and I'm glad that we managed to have a sensible balance change.
The truth is obvious. The guilty party sits among us. It is none other than Mario.
Objection! Overruled.
Honestly, I don't really know what the players would decide to go for on this card still.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what each player decides to do because it's really a lot new here, I feel like.
Yeah, there are many words to enter, but I just feel like the boss plus hundreds and blue coins and then dip out. That's probably the general theme of this bingo, or at least for the early game.
It is a shine sprite.
Uh,
Shine sprites are the source of
I mean,
power on
each
islands
world I
of
feel like
Griffin.
has
They used to
something.
gather in great numbers at the shine gate, but the
Each
Griffin
world has.
incident has polluted the
Oh,
island,
good.
and most of the
Oh, you're
shine
good.
sprites have fled. There
Oh
is
yeah,
no
I
longer
just
a
wanted to
power
say, yeah,
support
every
for the
world
peaceful
has a
lifestyle
goal
of the
where you need to
islanders.
go into
It
episode
is
3 or
most
later,
valuable.
or like episode 3, and
The only
I think
way
2
to
worlds
ensure the
have
return of
some
the
deep
shine sprites
progression
is to
with
keep the island
Bianco
from
and
becoming
Pinna
any
having
dirtier.
a Shell Mario
The
in
perpetrator
them
is
each, and
likely
I
at
guess 7
work
bluebirds
even
is
as
a
we
Bianco
speak.
goal.
And you, Mario, are being
It's
treated
interesting.
as a
This card
criminal.
actually is also
Tomorrow
interesting
we
to me
must do
because
our
there's
best
no
to resolve this situation.
secret goal, there's no red coin goal, and there's no hidden
Go straight that way.
That's true, that.
collect X amount of shines in secret. So it's the first card in a little bit I think that I've seen where it's not heavy with secret type goals. So
Yeah, true, like, in the tourney thus far, it has felt like there are always some goals. At least like 3 or 4 with hints, reds, secrets, all that kind of stuff.
So Rasmus unlocking Bianco, Deathline, Delphina Shine. You think Deathline is rushing Rico?
Honestly, I can't really tell. There are many. You can not really rush Jalala here. I guess that would be the only really bad option. But maybe get like 2 Delphina Shines, Rico hundreds, and then just see and react. I guess Rico is probably the best play for the very beginning.
I gotta say, I like Rico a lot on this card. Again, it's tough to say like what the absolute best players, but I think Rico is one of the better, at least.
I guess this is more of a reactive card.
Sure.
And even though Bianca sets you up for a large generally, there isn't much on this card which is very Bianca favorite, so I guess Rico is the better world to set up for.
It looks like at the least both players are not gonna be in the same world starting out, so
Mhm.
See what each player. I'm assuming Rasmus is probably trying to get Rocket, Turbo, and enemies fight, I guess, or maybe just getting a quick boss, perhaps.
I could see boss linked play in general. Linked is a weird goal in general, just because it has a lot of synergies. It's decent with Russian Pinner and having like enter Gelato for once, or like Pianta. Links is good with just blue coin totals and like blue coin specific goals like 23 in Rico, where you just get totals and get them with it, or bosses, or one from each is also a decent 5 linked goal.
Gotta say, I liked 5 linked way more than 8 linked. Always, feels more of a time sink in my opinion.
Yeah, you are not as flexible with 8 links, since the other links that could spawn would be Noctis 6, Serena 7, or Bianca 7, and that's... yeah, you would be an hour into the game, and if 8 links isn't clicked on that card yet, an hour in, then you do something wrong.
That gives 1 boss to Rasmus, while deathline intrudes Rico.
Okay, Deathline is just going for the boss, doesn't bother with getting blues,
Which makes sense. Though, I mean...
yeah, the enemy's play is generally strong, and it makes sense that you don't want to get most of the blues right off the bat.
Yeah. Either player has a clear blues advantage this far. I mean, I know Deathline's gotten the travel skip blue. I don't know what the official name for that is.
VM behind the box.
The travel skip. Or go unlock. That's what I said.
I guess it's just VM behind the box.
Yeah.
On the wall.
Fine is routing in a linked here, so that will give him more minutes.
Avoids the other 2 blues that you typically get with that link. That's a decision, but yeah.
I think because Deathline, just like a spin put on the getting up to the boxes. He just didn't want to risk the time running out because he was struggling to get back up.
Okay, that's fair.
Didn't want it, yeah.
So entering Bianco again just says that Rasmus probably just wants the triplet of enemies, rockets, turbos, as you mentioned before.
Which makes sense. Not a bad start either. I think both their starts so far.
The issue with the Bianco play though is that Rico into Gelato, that enemy's play usually beats out Bianco. He doesn't even bother with the turbo. That's actually pretty smart.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that play. Bro is a bit of a time sink. Maybe 40 seconds. If there was 1 and 2 turbo on the card, definitely would be more worth it. But with 2, it definitely is free.
Yeah, 2, what you can get them, I think, earliest with Bianco and Gelato. That's not that great. Maybe is it faster than possibly Bianco into Rika 7? Either way, it takes a long time before this goal can be even clicked. So
yeah, and I don't think Rasmus is worried about losing that goal right now. I don't think he would have any reason to believe deathline would be hard targeting that. So it makes sense to me.
So
Already gonna have access to the enemies right here. We'll just need to go.
is that
One more.
100? That seems like 100.
Seems like
I'm not particularly sure why Deathline decides to do 100s in episode 3. I guess to synergize with getting a rocket unlocked and enemies and all. But if you wanted to counter the enemies, the Bianco enemies, then this probably won't happen anymore.
yeah. I mean, I don't. Maybe I guess it's not. Like, I mean, it will set you up better for 300s, 2 and 300s, I should say. So, I mean, the enemies, it's probably not gonna have enemies anymore. Considering Rasmus already has 2 going in, and would just need to go to 3 to take that.
The issue I have with this, like, rather with late 100s play is, yeah, it's just really late. Like, you can do it in episode 1 and get a lot of this, and I think it would be way stronger. I think the 100s in 3, if your plan is actually to get rockets and enemies and win out to them while getting the 100s, I feel like that's very greedy.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. Like, I mean, I feel like Deathline should know Rasmus. This is, you know, the enemies in rockets is something that is definitely being targeted, and you may not have a clear, you know, advantage to this early on. So I think trying to do all 3 at the same time and thinking you could have the lead with it definitely is a little bit greedy.
There's also the option that Deathline thought that Rasmus would go for the Romado play with the 100s and blue coins, and then saw that 100s and Rico wasn't clicked yet, and decided to get that now. But even then, I don't even know if the time would match up for that.
See, I mean, this also won't. I mean, Deathline will have at least a clear lead with the 100s raced, so it's not like Deathline is losing every goal by doing this.
Yes, yes.
But definitely, yeah.
It's more so, I'm not 100% sure what he will focus on right after this, because his blue coin count isn't even that high. I think he even avoids this blue, so I'm not too sure what.
I'm confused about missing the blue like that. I mean, it was only about half a second, a little bit more because it's underwater and you gotta swim.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about avoiding the blues.
Yeah, I would definitely be picking up those blues.
Yeah,
I feel like jumping over the blue take longer than through it and pressing A through the text box, but yeah, Rasmus already has the 5 enemies.
Mm.
We predicted.
And it's about to get the 2 rockets as well. So an early lead for Rasmus.
This will give Deathline a goal still by doing the hundreds in Rico and puts him on the map for the 200 and 300 goals.
Mm.
At least, so it's not.
Ooh, so interestingly enough, Rasmus is also now doing the hundreds.
Yeah, and Deathline is delay clicking, so I mean that is a smart delay. Hopefully, you know, Deathline doesn't delay it all too long, although only some breathing room to delay that. But
Yeah. The most interesting part about this is I'm not even sure. It's definitely now with Rasmus going for the hundreds and assuming Deathline delays this well enough, won't be as favored still for Deathline because Rasmus is still getting a lot of blues, and I still think blue controls are fine on this card. So unless Deathline over delays, this is a huge time loss for, or not the hugest time loss, but it's still significant for Rasmus.
because Rico 300s are just very slow.
Not even that. It's literally the fastest hundreds in Rico, but
I just mean overall, it's not a fast.
yeah, okay, yes. Yeah.
Not just in Rico, I mean,
You don't want to do hundreds that unnecessarily, but there are 200 and 300s on the card,
yeah.
so it's still important to maybe to even finish out the shine, depending on when, like how far you are into it.
Honestly, if it's close enough, I mean, Rasmus, in theory, could just do Delfino hundreds, or even probably not the hundreds is on here for a second, but I mean that is still a fast 100 coin shiny.
Oh, it seems like Rasmus is not finishing out this 100. So that was a pretty good delay by the
Yeah. See, I mean, Rasmus wasn't too close to the point where he could have just finished it out. Test now for the other 100 goals. And Deathline still obviously got the Rico goals, so yep, very smart delay click. Good play.
So let's see how Rasmus reacts to this with a boss's play. I assume. Yeah.
For Serena.
Okay, yeah.
Which, I mean, makes sense, because 4 unique boss shrines is on here, and unless you go to Wiggler, I believe you kind of have to do Ita.
Yeah, and with Deathline also going into Serena. Serena would never duel. Deathline trashed Rasmus, I think in the last tweet too, for his Serena whenevers, and Rasmus had a little bit more of an issue with Serena whenever, but Deathline got it first try, so that's actually pretty good looking for Deathline right now. Since, as Romalo said before in that text, Deathline has the shine lead, so he's first to pinner.
Yeah, this could still definitely be. This is still very much Deathline's goal if he obviously gets to pinner, so could be a somewhat upsetting goal or upsetting waste of time for Rasmus. But 5 boss shrines is still on the card. 4 unique gets taken.
So Deathline only did Bianca 2?
Well, yeah, I think he got the link and did the other.
Okay, makes sense.
Also. Away from Deathline, but overall, both players had an okay match.
So let's see, this is Deathline's 7th Shine? Rasmus is not that far behind in Shine count though.
Not at all. I mean, whoever gets to, yeah, I mean,
an underbell by Rasmus and or DeLorean and should be about even. Beach Shine as well. Deathline already got Beach Shine when going into Rico.
it could be interesting. I mean, we'll race to here. Close. Although I do think Deathline still.
Okay, so it seems like Deathline is more focusing on the links. He got the one in Rico. I assume he got the one in Delfino, or at least parts of it. Bianco, then Pianto Gelato, but will give up unique bosses unless Rasmus doesn't decide to rush it and loses out to that.
Yeah, I the Pinna, he can at least finish link pairs, so it's not when he gets there, it's not a total waste at least. But if I'm not mistaken, also, I mean, he already has 2 links, and there are 3 in Pinna, so. He's just doing.
They're still doing the Delfino one, which is it faster than getting free in Pinna? I'm not even sure. But I'm interested to see what Deathline's actual plan is, or if it's literally just setting up for some stuff, even though some things seem pretty greedy and will lose out to a lot.
I think Rasmus is trying to correlate 4th unique with Wiggler here, or do you think up for Turbo later on, perhaps?
Yeah, Wiggler seems the reason to continue Gelato. I didn't see that really. I thought he would just try to get into Pinna. Although Pinna isn't as valuable in general for him. But I'm pretty sure that getting Wiggler is slower than trying to get into Pinna with Mecha.
Most definitely. If he just got a few Delfino shines, it would have been true.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true.
It's like DeLorean and maybe Fox Game 1 or something.
Yeah, Beach Shine, Underbell, get many options. So
And Beach Shine and Underbell's still open too, so.
This is
And it would
entirely...
help with Delfino control.
Oh, true. Although, as said, like Delfino shines aren't as valuable because Noki's horrible for the most part.
True.
It's fine with 2 from 5 hundreds and 4 from free, but there are many ways to get 4 from free.
Looks like also Deathline is entering Gelato. Could just be going for a linked, which it looks like, yeah. Perhaps maybe linked and Bluebird, linked into the hidden shine with Bluebirds, perhaps? Because there's 7 Bluebirds on here.
Yeah, but the issue with 7 Bluebirds is that you need Bianco or late Bianco or late Pianta progress.
She doesn't have, barely has Bianco progress and a little bit of Pianta progress, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think Bianco progress would be just better, just because Pianta here is actually non-existent, except for 18 in Pianta.
Could be perhaps that both are and correlate that with the boss shine, but Rasmus, of course, very far ahead in the Gelato race. Is about to get it right now.
Yeah, he can then immediately go into Pinner and finish 5 bosses, and then have even more setup for just 100 Pinner, which I think he knows Deathline might want.
Oh, definitely going to be a little bit of a... Yes. Mini one. But it's obviously not over. He can bounce back in many different ways, but that is 2 goals that... It would have been interesting if he went into Mecha.
Yeah, I don't entirely know why Deathline is going deep into Gelato instead. I mean, Wiggler is a goal, and he might trade. Might think that he can trade 4 uniques with 5 bosses in Wiggler, but Gelato is really slow, and I think you rather just try to get into Pinner and have more options, because Pinner is okay-ish as an individual world. There is Shamari and Pinner, Lilypad, and hundreds. Instead of just Wiggler, which Rasmus is currently delaying.
Very smart delay. Yeah, both players, very good delay players this game.
It's only will be maybe a smart delay if Rasmus is able to click Wiggler in time. But we will see. I'm not too sure if Rasmus is fine losing the goal just to preserve information, but definitely wouldn't get a lot with knowing that he has been to Wiggler.
This will be quite the time sink for...
Even then, for Rasmus, losing Wiggler wouldn't even be that bad, because you still win out to 5 bosses. The only thing you are not ahead to Deathline are total hundreds and Pianta progress, which isn't the end of the world. But still would suck to just lose Wiggler for, I wouldn't say no good reason, but yeah.
like, you know, Rasmus continues to delay click, it just will be going to deathline.
Mm.
Which, still 5 instances, so not absolute first, but still upsetting to lose a goal nonetheless.
Yeah, it's not nice. It's not a nice feeling to lose a goal that you have to delay it for too long. I can definitely tell that story from too many tournament matches. But this time I don't even think it's actually a big deal for Rasmus.
I mean, it still was a time sink for deathline.
Yeah, I think
And
like I would have been better for deathline as well.
but this isn't that big of a deal. Deathline also delays it though.
Oh, that's interesting. Deathline
It really
also
just-
delayed it.
It really just goes to whoever ends up clicking it first, because both players have it. So whoever
Oh,
decides.
I think as Ronaldo mentioned, that Rasmus might want to click the Wiggler with 5 bosses together, in which case this might go to Rasmus, but with that bad of a Wiggler, Mecha,
Yeah.
it just depends on Deathline now. Shine
I think Deathline
spawn.
is continuing to go into Gelato, so probably trying to get
Ooh.
so. Yep, double click by Rasmus.
So if you're Deathline, you actually feel super bad now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because yeah, Gelato is not as strong as Pinner, and trading that goal would have been fine still, but it sure is pretty bad now.
Not only did you lose a goal, but you also know that most likely Rasmus is already in Pinna.
Yeah, with the 5 bosses, either deep into Bianco or deep into Pinner.
Definitely frustrating.
Mm. The good thing for Deathline is that RSW still has not a lot of info on Deathline, so for all he knows, Deathline could be in Pinner, could get tolls, could get something else.
Deathline is going for the Fruit Ladies, which is a goal on this card. Maybe just doing this while trying to think of.
Yeah, some people do like Fruit Ladies or something else just to think about what they want to do and just to route and not be productive. There are some players that like to just stand around and think instead, which is sometimes not as good.
Honestly, if I was flying, I would have you have considered doing Delfino hundreds actually, like right after, just to maybe get the 2, and then Rasmus isn't in hundreds.
I feel like I would have had a different plan to begin with, but if I was in the defense position, honestly, I wouldn't know what to do.
That's fair.
Might have continued a little bit with Bianco. I think Rasmus was able to spray a golden bullet that close to the mole, and unfortunately the coins were pretty awkward as a result.
This level in general, this 100 coin in general is just really awkward. That's the best way you can put it. I don't like this 100 coin mission, but it is a 100 coin mission.
Yeah. There's also the slight off chance that the mole just decides to not shoot any bullets and you have to throw bombs. That was quite cool. I don't know what would cause that, but it's definitely would suck.
Already finished with pin 100s.
Honestly, I don't know if I would delay this, yeah, with having no info on deathline. So kicking this off immediately was probably the right decision.
I will say, Deathline doing Fruit Ladies, unfortunately having some issue with Durian, so it is a little bit of a further time sink. But I do think this may only widen the gap a little bit. And let's see. Rasmus either doing DeLorean or he's going back to Serena.
Yeah, seems like he's going back to Serena. He can get 5 doors, or passing through 5 doors, and getting 2 from 5 pretty well with this.
Makes sense.
I guess there are like good outside blues that you can get, like fast 5 blues, which would work well with the totals, but as said, you don't know much about deathline right now, so you might not even want to consider the possibility of him having blues.
Should have just gone back to Serena 1 to do Serena 100s, because obviously that's the easiest 100-point shine in the game. It would have been very easy.
I mean, Rasmus knows how to do it, so I would have faith.
No, yeah, I would. Demon.
Doesn't go for optimal door clipping.
I actually don't even know what optimal door clipping is here.
Yeah. Getting these is also pretty awkward in general.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Bianco, I'm assuming to maybe get another turbo. He does have 1 turbo. Unless there's something else you think he may be going for.
Oh, it looks like hundreds. So yeah, it makes sense since Rasmus has already shown that he has 100s. But I think Bianco is not like the fastest option that he could have chosen. Pianta, Delfino would be pretty strong. Pianta would be also pretty good with the 18. You can get a lot of boost already.
It's not to say, yeah. I mean, it'd make more sense if 100 from Bianco was on here, but...
Or like a Bianco blue coin, like 20.
Yeah, I don't agree with this as a blue coin goal, or as a place for to do 100s. I don't agree with that play.
So it's currently 73 for Rasmus, and Rasmus has like a lot of options right now, since Deathline's not setting up really well for a lot of goals. What do you think he will do next, then?
Fine. See him just trying to get... They're just doing another 100 real quick. Delfino maybe, or... Maybe going a little bit further into Bianco to get Bianco 4 turbo. It also wouldn't be... I mean, we are 43 minutes in and not 1 blue total has been clicked. He could... I don't know how close Rasmus is, but maybe he could... start rushing that?
Mm.
Just-
So,
We're at the point in the match where options are definitely getting a little more limited for deathline.
yeah, and it seems like Rasmus is... Oh yeah, Rasmus is getting the turbos now. And with deathline doing the hundreds, he can't really get the turbo clip and survive. So this will probably go to Rasmus, assuming he actually rushes for that goal.
Well, yeah, Rasmus. Deathline doesn't even have Bianco 3 unlocked,
Mm.
so he would have to be at level 2. Rasmus already has. It's already open to him.
Oh, he goes for 4th and 3 instead. He could have grabbed the turbo along with
Oh yeah.
maybe this. Maybe he remember. No, and he doesn't remember. He just tries to get the bluebirds.
I think it wouldn't have been that much slower to go for the turbo.
Nice, Deathline doing this in secret.
I don't know.
Is it-
Maybe he's aiming at this point. I'm not too sure.
Is it was just like muscle memory because
I don't know. I'm assuming he's just kind of memeing, if I had to guess, because there's literally no goal that would benefit from that.
true. I think he just has like some sort of muscle memory that you do Bianca hundreds, you do it in the secret.
I don't know. That doesn't really make much sense to me, but maybe.
I
It's
mean-
like maybe he. I was to say maybe he doesn't know the movement to like get to the shine, but like there's no way.
That's actually not like a good excuse in that case.
I feel like yeah, he might be throwing a little bit just for fun. I mean, he did say after he won yesterday, he was like, hey, should I throw so I don't have to play against Yamato? So maybe that's just his plan right now.
Yeah, okay, that's a plan, I guess. Rasmus isn't close to like any total goals. I think 25. He didn't turn any in, so 25 might be his actual blue coin
Yeah.
count.
I wonder how many does Deathline have again? 21. Both
That's-
players very low on blues. No one has targeted totals the entire match at all.
This
Yeah, a little
this tourney blues are so unpopular. It seems like it's a little bit crazy.
It doesn't even look like at this rate Rasmus will really even need blues to win, although it wouldn't hurt.
That's true, but yeah.
So, Deathline about to lose out to this second turbo.
Yeah,
He didn't do
barely.
Bianco 300. This would have been entirely his.
He's not even going for the turbo. He might just. Oh, I think I can remember. Before the game, he mentioned that he will not do turbo clip because he failed this like a ton in the 2v2 tourney and probably is traumatized.
You going for 4 from 3 then? Like,
That's an option.
here's an option.
He would need one from Rico.
The only other thing he can get from doing this would be beat Shadow, Mario, and Bianco. Okay, so he did click 4 from 3. I didn't understand. Yeah, I didn't remember what else he had. So.
He had. Yeah, oh, I think he did Rico free. So, and Gelato, probably. I assume.
So
Yeah.
options are a little bit limited for flying at this point in the match.
Mm.
Just unlocking Pinna after almost 50 minutes of gameplay. This is pretty crazy. Like by that point, it's like usually when matches are like almost over.
Does Rasmus. Why is he entering
think he's collecting blues.
That
Or
is
Oh,
okay.
the
it
villain's
like
secret
he did movements to get into the tower like twice in a row, and kind of confused me a little bit because it seemed weird.
And go. Oh, okay. I thought he was going into Rico for a second. I was about to say like we might see little bruises. But...
Yeah.
just trying to get into Pinna or Noki, I guess.
Hmm.
And I mean there is 100 from Noki. That's with 300s. Assuming Rasmus doesn't. Obviously, Rasmus is probably not going to go for that because he only has one. So
Yeah.
that would be 2 goals for him. Although wouldn't
like-
necessarily be quick for him.
Yeah, I think just Rasmus is getting the blue coins right now. Just focusing on them. There are 3 gold. There are 3 tolls. So it's pretty valuable to go for them. I wonder what the latest time is for a total blue coin goal to be clicked in this tourney.
This may be it. So it's
The
like
early?
one- Oh, the early. I thought you were saying latest.
Oh, the latest? Some people just decide to go for blues like an hour in.
Gotcha.
This is probably one of the earlier ones. Unless I don't know what the time is right now. I could check for a second. Okay, 50 minutes in. Yeah, it's probably not the earliest in this tourney. Paper has played, so he probably got the totals.
Just maybe going for 18 from Pianta to try to correlate with some totals, if I had to guess. Fair. I was gonna say definitely probably make a comeback on that, but I don't think so actually. Blue. Rasmus has 37 and looks like we're about to see a Noki 2 though.
Yeah, it goes deeper into Loki just for the hundreds, for an easier hundreds.
Yeah. I don't blame him. I would do the same. I don't even.
He can't afford to lose that much time though.
Fair.
I don't even really know what Deathline's win con is, since he doesn't he won't be able to contest any totals. And with Rasmus having like probably more blues than Deathline into Pianta already.
I think the main thing that confused me about Line Sundos is doing Bianco 3.
Yeah,
I
it
would
seems
understand that more if there was like 100 coin from Bianco.
100 coins from the secret that he did.
Yeah. Even something small like collect 7 shine in the secret, even though that wouldn't be an optimal choice. Just something. But I don't know. Okay, well, that would make sense. I don't know what I was saying. Could have been from 4 for 3.
I feel like the Fino Hundo and just doing PD would even be better. Just because of the two birds, Bianca Shell Mario.
You could even do Bianca 1. That's like a very quick shine. I don't agree with that decision still. I kind of see a little more what he's going for at least.
Rasmus is getting like a lot of blues that he doesn't need, or like doesn't need to collect in episode 1, since he needs to enter episode 3.
Perhaps just trying to get totals up, like just trying to get 50 in case deathline is close to it.
Yeah. That's fair. I forgot about the total that Rasmus still has.
And if
So
I'm
many blues.
if I'm not mistaken, you can probably get these 3 during Piantissimo. Assuming he didn't get like the typical coins you get along the way there.
He got the 3 one, which that is rather unorthodox. That's a water slide direction that you don't want to take. That's only 49, Rasmus.
One more.
Mm.
I think it would have still been faster to go under the village from the start, but it's fine. That's 50. This is very much looking
Like Rasmus's game, I would say.
Yeah, I mean it is still 7 to 10, which isn't, you know.
But I don't know what the win con is for Deathline. He's behind
Fine, we
2.
we need to get 6 goals, and I don't think there's 6 goals he could. Especially with Rasmus, probably gonna take 60 and 80 blues.
Whoa, okay,
Yeah.
that's... Probably Rasmus just didn't see Pianta, 18 in Pianta.
Perhaps.
And
But yeah.
Deathline is in Gelato.
Not sure what gelato.
I'm trying to think right now. Maybe he didn't get the bluebirds when he was there. It seems like that.
Yeah. So I thought he got them before, so that was not good.
Yeah, I thought he got them before as well. So
But he just got like 1.
he got neither.
I mean,
Yeah, never mind.
I could have swore he did, but that's I don't know if he has. I mean, he has a little bit of Bianco progress. He would just need to do 5.
The issue is Rasmus has, even though only episode 1, more better progress than Deathline has. I don't know about the finish lines right now. I think Deathline has the edge to that, and Bianco is in Deathline's favor, but that's only 3 goals. Although Rasmus didn't get a pinner blues yet, if I remember correctly, at least inside the park, which is a lot of fast blues that he just didn't get yet.
Rasmus only needs 4 more to get to 60. He will be a little bit significant, at least this far in, but obviously not Deathline's goal. Rasmus wants to target that for the win. Piling the blues on, or the birds on, I should say.
Yeah, Rasmus might just try to set up, knowing that he has most likely a winning game right now. So just setups for like Bianco, blue controls, and everything of the likes.
Yeah, and that is 60 blues. So Rasmus only needs to do easy goals he could get right now.
Yeah, Rasmus technically needs one easy goal and then just can try to finish out the blues immediately
Yeah.
after.
80 blues, I mean, it will take him a few minutes, obviously, for 80 blues, but definitely probably. I mean, obviously it's his. Like, Klein has 29, 30 if you count this bird right here. I don't see any chance of deathline going for that.
Seems like Deathline is very focused on the 7 bluebirds.
Yeah. Perhaps at this point, just trying to snipe any potential that Rasmus will click just to keep the game going a little bit longer. Plan. But he's gonna have to do Bianco 5, which we all know can be a very lengthy match. And Rasmus is also doing it, so I don't think he's even gonna... I'm pretty sure Rasmus has gotten every other bluebird to this point. But we're gonna have a little bit of a Bianco 5 race here, RNG race.
Yeah, I guess that's... Go ahead.
Klein can still win this. I mean, like, PD give Rasmus just, like, really bad RNG, and then Deathline can just get, like, second best pattern, and then...
That's a cute way to get BM by Rasmus.
Yeah, Bianco 5 is probably like one of the worst things to watch a race of. See who gets the better RNG here.
Yeah, it mostly just means if Deathline gets better RNG and gets ahead, pulls ahead to Bluebirds and Sharma and Bianco, then this game might go a little bit longer, but I still think Rasmus should win.
Yeah.
If Rasmus's PD is just better, then that just means an earlier GG.
It looks like Rasmus is not even getting that bad of a pattern, honestly. This is actually a pretty solid pattern.
I think that might be yeah, that's one of the best over-the-wall patterns that you can get.
That's still fine. I mean, like, as long as he doesn't go diagonal from there, it's still acceptable RNG, so... The only way Rasmus would have really lost that is if PD just gave him really cursed RNG or something. But, I mean, Rasmus is... lost a few seconds there with PD.
Yeah.
It's fairly close, honestly. I mean, Deathline's only maybe 3 seconds behind Rasmus now.
Did Rasmus get the Bluebirds and Pinner? Like, both of them?
I thought he did, but I don't want to say that for sure. But I thought he did.
I know Deathline entered Pinner just specifically for the Bluebirds.
Yeah, this will be a little bit of a race. I think if Rasmus gets this, it's officially almost GG. Nail in the coffin. If Deathline gets this, I mean, that will keep the match going at least a little bit longer for him. But we'll see. I mean, birds are a little bit RNG, so... Can both get trolled. Alright.
As hype as this match or this race to 7 Bluebirds could be, the issue is Deathline probably just doesn't win even if he gets the birds. Rasmus doesn't know how to get the Bluebird in episode 6 apparently.
This looks like it is probably going to go to Deathline. The bird is trolling him just a little bit, so...
There's a
I think this is
chance
definitely-
that deathline still wins this. Just depends on Rasmus's game plan.
Oh, this match
and
is gonna go on
gameplay.
for a little bit longer, it looks like.
Mm. Rasmus then now contesting deathline to the Bianca 6 race. And deathline's just riding the lily pad for no reason.
I don't understand this movement.
Uh,
I don't. Is the lily pad faster?
I don't think that's the right move.
It's definitely not. Should've just done any percent movement from there.
Mm. Rasmus could still die in the secret. That's what Deathline has to hope for.
Yeah, I do think. Well, I do think that cost deathline to Mario and Bianco, as long as
Yes.
Rasmus doesn't die.
Mm. And Deathline dying in Bianca 6 doesn't help right now.
Oh, yep, that is Rasmus's goal. Unless Rasmus falls off at the top, it could happen.
Yeah, you can easily drop a spin input and then
I've
lose 50
I've
seconds.
definitely had my fair share of those.
Looks like Rasmus takes extra time with the spins just to make sure that
As well.
he gets those, and yeah.
I'm perhaps hoping Rasmus also fell.
Definitely doesn't know that Rasmus is in Bianco though. And this death is also unfortunate, but honestly, it didn't really matter unless Rasmus would just screw up Shadow Mario like anything else.
I think at this point it was. At this point, I really do think it was Rasmus's game anyway. So it really is just more of the game's runtime being shortened a little bit.
Yeah, the thing is, Deathline had was behind to Lilypad, Shamari and Pinna, and 18 in Pianta. So
Klein's still trying to finish out Bianco 6. Not.
there's not much Deathline can do right now. I guess the finger shines would be the closest thing. Getting the finger shines, then hoping Rasmus would go for them, then delaying and getting everything else. Assuming he got the Bianco Shao Mario, that could have been a win con for Deathline.
I think if Deathline got Shadow Mario,
There was still a chance.
there was still a chance up until Bianco 6.
Yeah, with the questionable Lilypad entry.
Yeah, I mean, but at least they'll give him a Delfino Shine still.
Hmm. So we're just waiting for Rasmus to finish this out.
But, you know what? A good match still.
It's definitely interesting
Definitely
how things like the lack of going for lose totals or anything really just kind of bite you back in the end game.
There were definitely some questionable decisions. I mean, I feel like you could say that for like almost any bingo match, but there were some decisions that made me pretty confused.
There were some bad clicks or bad delay clicks for deathline at least, the Wiggler was really crucial, but good ones like the Rico hundreds was a very effective one.
Definitely still some good plays by Deathline. Deathline still put up a very
Mm.
solid match, but I feel like once he knew he was not favored for this match, it was harder for him to make the correct plays.
Mm. So how many blues does Rasmus have in Pianta? 18? 18. Good, good. GG.
GG's. I guess we'll have them in for an interview whenever they are ready.
Hmm. Currently waiting.
Hello.
Hello?
GG's.
So, first of all, that was an interesting match. Bluebirds at the very end was a snipe by Deathline, and the deaths in Bianca 6, unfortunately.
Like 4 minutes dying to Bianca 6.
Yeah, that was not a pretty sight. And yeah, Deathline, I want to ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
What was your decision behind going for like Rico hundreds pretty late, like in episode 3, and combining this possibly with enemies and rockets? That was our theory. Or what was your initial plan?
I didn't like this card because it had way too many hundreds on it, and I knew I had to play hundreds, so someone would be proud of me that I did 300s in this card.
Mm.
I have a question. Oh, sorry.
I think I just over prioritized hundreds and under prioritized Pinna. Really,
My question for you, Deathline, was Yonko 300s in a secret. I gotta ask, why did you do that, I guess?
because I'm brain dead and I forgot what I was doing. Because I forgot the goal was 200s that I was going for, not 100 in a secret.
Ah.
So I just did it in a secret because I was being stupid.
Mm.
Gotcha.
And we have to talk about the delay of the game. The Feed Wiggler. Rasmus got the Feed Wiggler with 4 unique bosses and delayed it till 5 bosses. In the meantime, Deathline defeated Wiggler, delayed it as well, and Rasmus was able to click this off with 5 bosses together.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I went for the same play. I didn't think I was gonna win 4 unique because of how I was playing. I was gonna try and make him think I like went to Pinna and did Mecha, and then I was gonna go do Wiggler. But then he clicked 4 unique when I was like in Gelato 2, and I was like, all right, well, I can probably hold Wiggler for a minute because he probably won't immediately come here. Like he'll do like the hundreds in Pinna or something, and then he just fucking clicked it. I was like, oh, well, I guess he did my play. Oh well. And at that point, I stopped really caring. I was trying to make the score nice.
Yeah, that was a pretty crucial loss of goal. So, okay, with that card, with that many hundreds, why didn't you guys prioritize total blues until the very end?
Because blues
Of the
suck
game.
on this card.
Okay, I would
Yeah.
disagree.
I wasn't like sure whether to further commit to the blues.
Just because
So
there's
I-
hundreds on the card doesn't make blues innately good. And, I mean, 50 is okay, but 60 and 80 are kind of bad. And then you only have 7 bluebirds, 3 fruit ladies, 5 links, and 18 in Pianta, which are not really that great of goals.
I'm pretty sure
I just
Romano
can't.
could convince you.
We're not all Ramato, so Unfortunately, no matter how much we want to be like Ramato and could do all the blues and all the shines and still win, we just can't. So
You could have just done a 10 shines, no shines run.
yeah.
Okay, that's probably not true, but interesting. Interesting assessment that you thought blues were pretty weak.
Also in the comments says Rico Hunter delay. That was actually a very good delay, Deathline. You delayed it just when Rasmus had like 60 or 70 coins, so it was just enough where Rasmus probably wouldn't have wanted to continue it.
Yeah.
But obviously he didn't get the shines, and it wasn't, super early. So that was a very strong delay.
Yeah, when I realized he went for enemies at the beginning and then got rockets, I was like, I guess the hundreds was not the right play at the beginning. So I guess I just overestimated hundreds because people yell at me that I don't do hundreds enough. And then I was like, I guess Bianca to Rico is probably better, and then going to Penna. And then I was like, well, if he got the second rocket in Rico, because there's no other way he got it anywhere else, he's probably going to want the hundreds here. So I'll just hold on to it until I'm like into PD, and then he'll probably be like halfway through it and not want to finish it. Because Rico hundreds suck.
That was a very good delay, though.
Yeah, I don't really like Rico 100s because I'm dumb and I don't really like doing Rico 100s. And I kind of wanted to do the 4 from 3 thing anyways. So I was like, I can just get into 3 and do it, and then I'll get 3 later because 3 is a fast shine, and then I'll have 4 from Rico. I mean, I ended up getting 4 from 3, which was the wrong play as well. I should have gone for the turbo.
Oh yeah, that's true. That was also pretty close if you decided to go for the turbos instead of Bianca 4.
Yeah, I thought that since he had 2 from 5, he was going to be looking for 4 from 3 instead of turbos, but I guess that was just the wrong play as well.
Okay, now with that win for RSW, he will face the winner of Ramato Linky. Excited to play Ramato?
It's basically like a practice match where you lose.
Very
But
fair.
yeah.
Unless you're
Playing
mean and Ramato throws.
Sorry?
Unless you're mean, Ramato throws in your match and then he lets you
Oh,
win.
yeah, that'd be something.
And for Deathline, I think you will face. Let me check.
The winner of Alias and Odney.
Yes. Okay, yeah. Who do you
Don't you
think you
mean-
will face? And do you think you will be able to make a loser's run? At least a little loser's run.
I expect to play Odney just because he's a little bit better than Alias at the game. Has more bingo experience. I can probably win against Odney, but then again, he's probably a better player than I am. And if he doesn't do things like he did against Sniper, then he'll probably beat me because Sniper beats me. So, but assuming I win that, I could probably make it to top 12. But I don't know about top 8. That's probably a pipe dream at this point.
Okay. Do any of you guys have any final things to say?
GG Rasmus, go far in the tournament.
We'll see about that. But yeah, GG.
GG to both of
Okay.
you. Pretty good plays throughout.
So in 40 minutes we have another match, Ramato versus Slinky. So the Rasmus' opponent will be decided very soon. In 20 minutes, commentated by Jeff and Unknown.
Yes.
So yeah,
We'll be
stick
back
around.
in 40 minutes.
Yeah, stick around if you want to watch that. And either way, thanks for watching and GG.
GG's.